purposes of solidarity, speak what I'm speaking. If you are a Yoruba from Nigeria and you go to South Africa and you can speak Zulu, why are you speaking Yoruba amongst the three of you when you're in a whole room of South Africans speaking Zulu? Why not speak Zulu to emphasize the unity? That's all I was saying. But the accent piece, let's get it tapping. Sid Kalini going once. Sid B, where you at, Sid? There we go. Where you at, brother Sid? Where you at in the world?
Brother, I am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm here located in New York City. You know, myself, I am. My roots are from the Ivory Coast in West Africa. You know,
Ivory Coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
First generation American here. You know, first and foremost, I want to thank you for allowing me to get on the live. I really agree with you with all of your ideology, because I think in regards to the unification of African people worldwide, pan-Africanism is really the only solution for us, to be honest with you. You know, if you look at the similarities between, you know, African people worldwide, the reality is that we are at the bottom of the food chain, regardless of, you know, regardless of where we're located geographically.
Yes.
That is our commonality. And so, you know, what are some? I know Pan-Africanism is the way, but what are your solutions, you know, for a young brother like myself who identifies with the Pan-African ideology? How can we spread this ideology amongst my brothers and sisters worldwide? You know, we need some assistance here. What do we need to do to push our people forward?
You gotta have, in my opinion, brick and mortar institutions under whose roof we can come together and conversate. Because although this is good through the Instagram and this is good through the Facebook and the Twitter and the WhatsApp, at the same time, I need to be in your space and feel your energy. You need to be in my space and feel my passion. We have to be in each other's space so we can get comfortable and build a family bond. Because I don't care how good social network is for communication, you can't learn to trust somebody through the internet. You can't learn to trust somebody through Instagram. You can't learn to trust somebody through Facebook. So although the technology can help us, there is no replacement for face-to-face family bonding. It's like you only get to see your mother on Instagram. You only get to see your father on Facebook. You only get to see your children on Instagram. That's no real love connection. You got to get in each other's face and get in each other's space and get in each other's place and make family. And that's why, my brother, as soon as we finish renovating the Marcus Garvey Elementary School of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, we will have a space that we own, that we control, built with all Black dollars, that we can come under the same roof all day long, whenever we want, and discuss nothing other than the liberation and salvation of African people worldwide. We're working on that. And I'm hoping the school is done by the end of the summer, because it is nation building time. It is now or never. It is everyone. It is unify or die. It is Pan-Africanism or perish.
Appreciate that. Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
You know, I was on Twitter, and as I'm sure you're aware, a lot of the commentary has been regarding, you know, the Daniel Kaluuya comments that you made. And so I'm not from the UK personally. Again, I grew up here in the States, but a lot of the commentary from the individuals in the UK, where they were saying that, you know, Daniel Kaluuya, from an accent perspective, he speaks like someone that is from our equivalent here in the United States of our inner cities, right? And so what they were saying is Daniel Kaluuya, he doesn't speak like he's a posh British individual. He speaks as someone from, you know, kind of the ends. And so I'd like for you to maybe clarify those comments, or maybe even expand on them. Because I think maybe a lot of people took your comments out of context. You know, it's a quick clip, you know how the internet works. And so I'd really like for you to expand on that for me.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The accent comment is the most irrelevant. It ain't about the accent. It's about speaking up for the community whose ancestor you're playing on the big screen. That's really the issue. This is what I meant by the comment. And it applies to all Africans, by the way. If I can speak Wolof If I'm amongst the Wolof, I'm going to speak Wolof. If I can speak French and I'm in Haiti amongst African French men and women, African Haitians, excuse me, I'm going to speak French because the goal is to blend in, to achieve solidarity. And one of the things I noticed that we do from around the world is when we are with another African family, we will emphasize the tongue that we come from as opposed to emphasizing language for the purpose of solidarity. In other words, you clearly can speak American English because if you couldn't, you wouldn't be in American movies. So if you can speak American English for the movie, why not speak American English when you're with American Africans? Why not emphasize the unity? Why is there a need to put the twist on it? You didn't put the twist on it in the movies, so there's no need to put the twist on it when you're communicating with us. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I'm simply saying that, and it ain't just Daniel. It's like if I'm with a Puerto Rican African, right? And there's two of them right there, and they're around a bunch of American Africans. Why would you start speaking Spanish around us if you know we speak English? For purposes of solidarity, speak what I'm speaking. If you are a Yoruba from Nigeria and you go to South Africa and you can speak Zulu, why are you speaking Yoruba amongst the three of you when you're in a whole room of South Africans speaking Zulu? Why not speak Zulu to emphasize the unity? That's all I was saying. But the accent piece is not a big deal. The accent piece is not a big deal. But for me, if I can speak another language, if I'm amongst another African family and I can speak their language, I'm going to speak it to enforce unity. That's all I'm saying. But that is not the issue. The issue is shying away from an opportunity to speak up and represent the family whose hero you're playing on the screen. That's my focus. I'm not focused on the accent piece.
Man, thank you for allowing me on your live. I'm going to connect with you offline. I'm going to send you a DM. You know, us Pan-Africans together. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. All right. And for those of y'all who can't understand that comment, so be it. I think it's a very straightforward comment. Y'all speak English in the UK. We speak English in America. UK actors have no problem speaking American English. No problem speaking American English. So if you have no problem speaking American English, it's no need for you to emphasize a British tongue when you're amongst American Africans. For me, as a strategy of unity, I would just speak American English. But it's not a big deal. We're not focusing on accent. We're focusing on unity and properly representing each other. That's all I'm saying. Who wants to tap in? Illionaire status going once, illionaire status going twice, illionaire status. I need to see you to talk to you. If I can't see you, we can't talk. How we doing, brother? Where you at in the world?
I'm in Atlanta right now. What's going on, Dr.UMAR?
Yeah, what's going on, my brother? What's your comments on the conversation?
I'm jumping in rather late, so I'm not sure if I have like complete context, but just wanted to see what were your opinions on and I'm familiar, I know I follow you for quite some time, but the most effective way to achieve equality and equity that doesn't take us 50 to 100 years.
The most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said, if we got to know ourselves today, we would be a free people tomorrow. If we got to know ourselves today, we could have a whole new reality tomorrow. So it's up to us to change the mentality. The barrier, my brother, is the mentality. The barrier is the mentality. Until you change the mind of African people, you won't be able to change nothing else about African people. So to make a long story short, we decide, African people around the world, we decide how long we're going to be oppressed. It's totally up to us.
Okay.
Your response.
I agree. You know, we have these conversations amongst ourselves. I feel like, you know, and I used to talk about it amongst my friends a few years ago, that I was afraid that it would take something catastrophic for us to unify, in the manner in which we need in order to find like true progress in America. So, we're constantly having these conversations. We're constantly trying to figure out ways to achieve this, for generations that we can see. Like, it's important for generations that we can't see, true, but it's been long enough, in my opinion. And, we need something like right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's totally up to us, brother. It's totally up to us to decide what we're going to do. I want to thank you for tapping in.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. We will link soon, Black man.
All
right. Let me read some more comments. I hope you're good. I'm from Paris, Cameroonian and French. Some Black people, also mixed, don't accept me because I'm light-skinned. We got to stop the light-skin supremacy. Let me see what else we got here. Dr.UMAR, not to be annoying, but I really want your response to what I said. If it doesn't work, then Black power regardless. Okay, let me see if I can play you.
So a lot of Black Brits and people outside the US feel that Black Americans have a sense that they have a monopoly on Blackness, which is why this conversation is so touchy. When we see people like Young Thug saying there's no struggle here, or like you talk about Daniel's accent, when you've got an American accent, obviously, it does seem like an attack on our Black experience, and that's why I feel like there was a lot of pushback against what you said. Cool.
Okay, let me respond. I hope y'all heard that. I don't want to spend a lot of time on the accent because that's minimal. It's irrelevant. But just to clarify the accent piece again, Daniel can speak American English. He does it just fine in the movies. I have a lot of British African friends. They can speak American English just fine. They do it on their jobs all day long in America. All I'm saying, it's not a big deal. All I'm saying is if you can identify with the tongue of the dialect or the language of the people you are amongst, if you can identify and speak the dialect, the language, the accent of the African family you are amongst, in the interest of pan-African solidarity, why not do it? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's not make a big deal. Let's not act like Daniel can't speak American English. Let's not act like it's a struggle to speak American English. I have British African friends who work in America every day, and they have no problem speaking American English. Let's not try to act like we don't know better, y'all. Let's be honest now. Let's be honest. But it's not a big deal. Now, as far as Young Thug, I didn't know that Young Thug, I got to put Facebook back on. I didn't know that Young Thug said British Africans don't have a struggle. I don't follow Young Thug. Dr.UMAR does not follow Young Thug. Okay, I didn't know he said that. I do not agree with that. Okay, and as far as the comment that American Africans feel like they have a monopoly on a British experience, I don't believe I have a monopoly. Dr.UMAR does not believe I have a monopoly on the global Black power struggle. You understand? But I can see where Africans from around the diaspora can perceive that the American African feels like he has a monopoly on the power struggle against white supremacy. But I will say this, I don't know a lot of American Africans who feel like we have a monopoly on the power struggle. And the reason I say that is because most of the people I associate with are pan-Africanists. And we are humble enough to see ourselves as equals with all other Africans in the world as it relates to the struggle for liberation. But I do believe that there is some truth to the notion that the African American can feel like he's in charge of the liberation. liberation struggle. But it is not most of us. I do not think it's most of us. I do think a lot of American Africans have a superiority complex. Yes, I do. When it comes to other Africans, yes, I do. But I don't believe that most of them think they're in charge of the liberation struggle. I definitely don't. I definitely don't. But I thank you for clarifying that. But I do not minimize the British African struggle. I know y'all go through hell. I remember the riots that y'all had. I've seen the police brutality. So for me, and I need more education on the British African situation. I've been coming there for 10 years, but there's still a lot to learn. In fact, I would like to get a good book on British African history, if you can recommend it, or a good documentary. But for me, I know y'all struggle like we struggle. I do not believe it is a cakewalk for the Black UK. I know it's not a cakewalk for the Black UK, and I know that y'all struggle just like everybody else. There's not an African population in the world. There's not an African population in the world that isn't struggling against racism, white supremacy. I don't know of a single African population in the world that's not struggling against racism, white supremacy. I want y'all to get off the accent. It's not a big deal. One thing we have to stop doing as African people is majoring in the minors. That is minor. That is minor. If you want to argue that you can only speak a British accent, then how did you manage to speak American English in the movie? Let's stop, please. We know better than that. Get off it. It's not that important. Okay, let's go back. That was a very good message from the brother.